with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for joining me on this episode. I got my fellow Kenyan brother with me, my brother Shem, and we just gonna have a discussion, have a conversation about like what he's doing on the continent of Africa and also like different sectors and things of that nature he's involved in. So yeah, brother, introduce yourself and let people know like what you're involved in. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Shem. I'm from Kenya, born and raised in Kenya, Africa. And today I've met my brother Malachi. And yeah, I'm a software developer in Kenya, and I'm also a part-time pilot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to meet you, brother. Yeah, nice to meet you as well. For African Americans that are looking to invest, what are some good sectors you think they should invest in?
The best sector for African Americans coming to invest in Africa is first agriculture. Everybody needs food, and one thing about Africa is it's very fertile. The land is very, very huge, especially here in Kenya. So when you're coming to Kenya, try and invest in agriculture. Come and learn the ropes how people do farming here, because I'm pretty sure it's different from America. Once you understand how they do farming here, you get how they do it, then you can invest with them. Kenyans are very good people in good land, very skilled farmers as well. So I'd suggest to invest in farming. Yeah.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. That's a very great point, you know, to make to like African Americans that's thinking about relocating or thinking about visiting and want a sector to invest in. Agriculture is definitely a great sector to invest in because everybody needs food. We gotta eat every day, so that's definitely a good sector for you to invest in because you're gonna always get returns on your investment as well. So yeah, I would definitely agree with that as well. And what do you love most about being from Africa or Kenya in particular, since you're a Kenyan?
What I like being most, one of the more, there's so many things I like about being African, being Kenyan. One is this is where everything started. The motherland is, Kenya is part of the motherland Africa, so everything started here.
Yes, absolutely.
The second thing that I like about being Kenyan and African is the community spirit, the sense of community. People are more strong in community here. Everybody supports each other. Unlike in those other countries that are more developed, if people love each other here, people support each other a lot. The community spirit here is still strong. You can't go hungry when your neighbor is, when a neighbor has food. Everybody is there to support each other. That's the beauty of the motherland. We still have the community spirit. We also have our morals still high, very tight. So that's one of the things that I like about being African and Kenyan.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful takeaway. So another question, brother. How important do you think self-awareness is on this path to African liberation?
Self-awareness is very important to the liberation of Africa because first self-awareness starts from the inside. And when people are stronger on the inside, they influence the outside. By being strong on the inside, you also make the outside stronger. So self-awareness starts from the inside. Self-awareness is a form of power that is bestowed upon everyone. The more you're self-aware about yourself, the more you're stronger on the inside, and then the more the outside world also portrays that strength. If you are not self-aware and you're weak on the inside, you'll also portray that outside. So you basically become controlled, you become ruled, you're easily taken, swayed in and out. You basically become a drone. So basically self-awareness is very important. Remember about spirituality as well. We are 3-in-1 beings, so self-awareness is more into the spiritual aspect, and it's very important that people become self-aware because that's where the true power of a human being lies.
Yeah, that's deep. That's powerful.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree for sure. So how long have you been self-aware about the power and beauty of being African, and how has it helped you?
I started being self-aware from when COVID started. Remember the lockdown? Once the lockdown happened, I could feel it in me that there's something that is wrong around the world because why would you lock down all the countries? It means that there's something spiritual that was going on. There was maybe an evil coming into the land. Right. I started going through that rabbit hole, trying to dig deeper of what is going on, and that's when I started becoming self-aware. I started getting into these spiritual knowledges and everything. And once I started digging through that rabbit hole, for some reason, the more I dug into that rabbit hole, it led me into another state, another hidden knowledge, and that's how I came to understand about spirituality, and that woke me up. And I hope I can help other people wake up also to identify how much powerful they are, how much they are God's manipulating the earth here.
Yeah, yeah, and do you think that self-awareness journey, taking that path, do you feel like it made you become more powerful? Do you feel like it helped you gain a more of a self-esteem and self-confidence once you start understanding the power of being African and things of that nature? Do you feel like it empowered you?
Yes, self-awareness has actually definitely empowered me a lot in terms of, in fact, confidence. And also it has enabled me to have the ability to understand about my true power, our true power as people here on earth, how much the earth responds with us, and our ecosystems, we all work together. So by you becoming self-aware, you now start treating the environment in very powerful ways than you used to before. You start appreciating everything. You appreciate the environment, you appreciate the animals, you appreciate the trees, the plants. You start basically appreciating life, and now the people around you in turn, you start appreciating them. So that is what happened when I became self-aware. It's one of the important things that happened.
While you at it, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And my next question is, do you think religion slows down African progress? Why and how?
Yes, first of all, I think religion, by the way, it's one of the biggest, one of, I'd say, poison in the land for the African, because first of all, I consider it like a brainwash for the Africans. It's a brainwash for the Africans because you see, Africans, the guys that the white man brought for us to worship, and the white Jesus that have been programmed into people's minds, has stopped them from understanding that they are the gods themselves. And even the Bible that they read keeps telling them that they are the gods. So with this disconnect of Africans not connecting to their true God or the true gods of themselves and identify with a white Jesus, when you go to church, that's what they identify with. It's actually a terrible disconnect, and it also disconnects them from their own true power. They go every time you use words are incantations and chants, and every time they chant about Jesus, they give their power to somebody else apart from themselves, and that's how they lose. But by the time people identify, they become self-aware, identify with themselves, is when now I think Africa will start rising, will go back everybody to being kings and queens, and will heal the land. Everything will improve. Yeah.
And do you feel like religion takes away Africans' critical thinking skills or submitting to the things that goes on in their own mind to change their life? Do you think it messes up Africans' critical thinking skills?
Yes, religion does mess up Africans' critical thinking skills, and I sometimes consider it as a disease. Most Africans are poor because of because of religion by itself. If you look at especially how most pastors and preachers here in Africa take away the power from the people. Uh, they've found ways of manipulating the people into giving them money, because people come to them to be sure about Jesus instead of themselves, knowing that they're gods, they can pay for themselves. So that manipulation is making them weak and making them lose a lot.
Do you think like Africans anywhere, like Africans at the diaspora, will be more liberated and advanced as a people once Africa becomes more developed?
Yes, very much. I think people they will mostly be liberated because first of all, Africa still has this community spirit, and we have a saying in Kenya where we say utengano ni udhaifu. That means when people separate, they become weak, but when people come together, we become strong and they can be able to do great things. So by liberation of Africans all around the world, all the Africans around the world, when these Africans come together, they realize they're one people, they're one brother and sister, one big huge family, then we can be able to do great things in our own way, in our own taste, in our own liking, and we're basically gonna have to create our own reality in our own rules. And that is something that is different from what the oppressor has done, that division that he has done for so many years. By Africa growing and us coming together, we can be able to heal ourselves from all those traumas, and then we can show, it's now gonna be upon us Africans now to show them the way. It's gonna be our time.
And why must we Africans around the world develop Africa in particular instead of like America or China or these other places? Why should we invest and develop Africa in particular for all of us?
First of all, it's important to develop the source. And once anybody loses the source, once you lose your roots, once you lose, basically losing your source, it means that you're cut off from everything. So everybody has to come back from the source, and the source is the source of everything on earth is Africa, the candle of mankind. Everybody started from Africa, and then we moved dispersed here. So by developing the source, ensuring the source is furnished, the source is healthy, the source is powerful, then everybody else wins. Everybody wins because those other sides are also going to have secondary energies. You'll be benefiting as a secondary or even directly. But if we kill the source, then all those others are gonna die. So it's better to take care of the source. It's important to ensure that the source is kept healthy, the source is taken care of. Then from there, anybody can do anything they want out there.
So you saying
do not abuse the source, don't abuse the mother, don't abuse the motherland.
That's powerful. So you saying African liberation will only come from the source or Africa being developed?
Yes.
That's basically what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's powerful. So my next question is, because of, like, a lot of Africans at the diaspora, they deal with like health problems, GMO foods, and things of that nature. So what do you think about Africa's food produce? What do you think about the food production in Africa, like the quality of the food, etc., etc.?
Well, like I said, Africa is the motherland. It's the source of everything. So the thing about Africa is we still have the original food for the gods. We still have the original food that is meant to nourish you. We have not tampered, we have not genetically modified our food here in Africa. Right now as we're speaking, there's a war that is coming to Africa, and one guy we really don't like is Bill Gates here in Kenya, here in Africa, as he's trying to tamper with our agricultural produces and animals by genetically modifying them. But I'm glad at this time of the time that he's trying to come in, our politicians are awake, they're aware of what is going on, and we are actively fighting. We're actually putting laws to bar him from trying to genetically modify our plants and our crops, which is a part of the New World Order agenda, which we find very, very demonic, and we are against it. So as Africans, we're going to keep our food as it is, how God created it, how we found it here. We're going to preserve it here. So we're not going to change the food. So the food here will still remain the same. There's 0% genetically modified food here in Africa and basically in Kenya.
Yeah. So you basically saying Bill Gates tried to bring the GMO thing here, but Africans basically was like, nah, we're not having this here, so they turned him away.
We pushed him away. We took away all his laws, all his nonsensical laws. We took care of the politicians. They tried to bribe. I'm glad they're awake, and they also told him to get the middle finger and get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because you can trample with African food, and Africans, when it comes to food, it's more of a spiritual thing in Africa. So Africans, one thing when you come to Africa, you'll notice that guys are poor, but they don't lack food. We really have food. I don't know what you guys have been seeing out there, but we really have food in Africa, abundance of food.
But then when you're talking about poor, like, what is poor? If you don't lack food, then how are you truly poor? If you are abundant in food, are you talking about like the fiat currency that was created by the white man?
I'm talking about poor in terms of the white man's aspect. The white man expects you to be civilized and all that, but in Africa there is a way we do our things, and so in the eyes of the white man we are more of poor, but in our own ways, in our own land, we look at ourselves as rich and abundant.
Yeah, man, because Africa, it give you more of a quality of life for less.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The money of things you make in the U.S., you bring it here, it goes way further.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? So what he's saying is 100% facts. While you at it, like, comment, share, and subscribe. So what's your perspective on the family and community dynamics in Africa?
Well, in Africa, we actually value community and family dynamics. That is the one thing that we really, really value. We take that very seriously because it's very important for the projection of the society. Without father and mother, there's gonna be death of society. So the way we take the family dynamics, we start from the home. How is the father and the mother? Then we go to the kids, and then we go to the broader society. So everybody takes care of everybody here. Like I said before, the community spirit in Africa is very, very big. The brotherhood, the sisterhood here is still intact. It's still there. Okay, when one person suffers, we all suffer. So the importance of brotherhood and having a connection together is you tend to share your problems, and you tend to solve it as a community. We don't just throw 100% of the problems to you. Your problems will be solved by other people, and when people come together, great things happen. The problems solved. So we take care of community. Family is very important. I'd urge everyone, here in Africa, we take marriages very seriously. Divorce, we don't like it. We actually shun divorces here. So family dynamics in Africa is a very important thing, and actually it gives you a status in Africa. Yeah, if you can be able to have a wife, husband, and kids, and your family is stable, it gives you a sense of community in Africa compared to other countries where I see they trying to shun this by bringing things that identify the society, such things like I'm sorry to say this, but LGBTQ community. That's not something that we like here in Africa. In fact, it's actually very dangerous in Kenya being a member of the LGBTQ. You're gonna get killed here, and that's one of the ways we protect society. It may be bad, but just don't try bring that Western nonsense here. We are very, very much in touch with ourselves, so we don't like such that.
Yeah, and also talk about the benefits of being married as a Kenyan man, and like what you gain in your family in particular when you get married and have children, etc.
The thing about marriage is once you get married, first of all, you get to share now in terms of energies. First, as a husband and a wife, remember we are all built to be complementary systems. A man cannot live without a woman. In order you need a woman in order for you to be complete. A woman cannot live without a man. So we are all complementary systems. We need each other. For a family to be strong, for the kids to grow up strong in a very good environment, they need the mother and the father to be there. They need to be present. Kids raised in families that have both parents present, they are usually stronger, they are usually more, they have high chances of succeeding in life, they have high chances of propagating society, they have high chances of not being able to be corrupted. So it's very, very important for families to be there, marriages to be there here.
Let's also talk about the land you gain and things of that nature when you have a family. When you have a family unit, and your family in particular. Let's talk about that too.
So basically, here in Africa, you're not gonna get land until you get married. That's how we protect our land. So if the inheritance systems of the lands in Africa is like this, there's no way your parents is gonna give you land until you show us that you want to use the land for propagation of society. That basically means you coming with a wife. Now most cultures in Africa preserve land for the sons. So once you come of age and you want land, you must have a wife so that they can give you land. Then that way they are sure that there's propagation of society, there's continuation of society. So you're gonna have children. So they're sure better that when you have a land and you have a woman with you, then there's kids, and now there's propagation of society, and now you get blessed with the land, and they bless your wife and the kids, and they do a very, very huge celebration for that factor.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you're basically saying you get free land if you have a wife and have children,
yes,
etc., etc. You basically get free land that you don't have to pay for. That's passed down to you by your family if you facilitating a family of your own, basically.
Yes, and they support you in your first days as a family. When you guys are a young couple, the things that happen in your family, your other greater family, they support you, like your grandfathers, your grandmothers. They come help you, guide you, protect you as a new family. When you're starting with one kid, they're not gonna just leave you like that. They're still gonna be there to support you. Yeah.
An African of the diaspora that's single, looking for a partner and things of that nature, do you feel like Africa is a good place for them to come to find a man or a woman if they're single and looking for a partner?
Yes, Africa is actually a very, very good place. Like I said before, we still have our community spirits very high. We still have our morals very high. We still know the roles of a man and a woman. There's no confusion in Africa of what a man and a woman is. In Africa, we only know there are two genders. There's a man and a woman. So the ideas about energies, the masculine energy and the feminine energy, we treasure them in Africa, and each of us understands the boundaries between the masculine and the feminine, and also understand the powers of each. So in Africa, we usually say it's better when both powers come in together. So when you're looking for a wife in Africa, you're gonna get a good wife who's definitely 100% feminine. If you're looking for a husband in Africa, you're gonna get a husband who's 100% masculine, not corrupted, not me. And that's very important for the stability of your family. So it's good for you to have a husband who is super masculine or a wife who is feminine, who understands their energies and then bring them together to raise a home and raise a family. But when you have a husband who is trying to be feminine and a wife who is not understanding her energy, tapping into her energy as a feminine, then those powers are not meant to work like that, and we're gonna have destruction of society, destruction of the family unit, and we're gonna have trouble. So in Africa, we keep ourselves intact. We keep reminding ourselves that you're a man, these are your roles. You're a woman, these are your roles. This is how you're supposed to behave. This is how you're supposed to behave. So we keep our morals high, our spirituality high, and we understand the roles of both man and woman. Very clear, no confusions.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah.
While you at it, like, comment, share, and subscribe. For Africans at a diaspora who's scared to visit due to the colonialism program, what would you say to them as an African being born in Africa? What would you say to them if they're like scared to visit due to the colonialism program?
So what I'd like to say to them is, like, I met my brother here. Africans, we love you very much. Don't be scared to visit. So come and visit. First of all, we like seeing our brothers who went away. We always welcome them back to the country. In any country that you land in Africa, you will find this good reception. People love you. Welcome, experience the culture, experience the people here, and don't be scared to visit. Feel free to come. Also, come and expand your mind. Come and get the real Africa for what it is. If you look at us where we're sitting right now, you look at the building behind us. That is purely built by an African band, African architects, African drawings. And it's just the same as you have abroad compared to what I had. You guys have shown us with the mad houses and everything. Africa is much developed. In fact, here in Kenya, we are the biggest tech hub in the country. In Africa, we're one of the biggest tech hubs. We have we came up with a system of sending money via M-Pesa, which is a cash money transfer via mobile phones, which were the first pioneers in the world. So it's better you guys come here, you see how much development we have, see for yourself. Everything that you got there is the same thing that you got here. So the only thing that is different is that here we love people so much, and we got our community spirit high. So welcome, come and experience Africa.
Right, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And like Africans out of diaspora that wasn't born in Africa, do you think or feel like they have the same rights to Africa as Africans born on the continent?
Yes, I believe they have the same rights. First of all, we are connected by color, so this is naturally where you belong. So you have the same rights to Africa here. I also see that when we look at the scale of how much different we are, I think the scale is just a little. We are not that big difference. We're just the same guys. When you come here, in fact, when you walk in the streets, the first thing you come to Africa, when you walk in the streets, everybody will think you're part of us until maybe you start speaking, and then we'll notice your language, and then we'll see, oh, you're not from here. But deep down, once you land in Africa, same color. As long as you don't talk fast, people won't even notice. But once you talk, people will notice, and then they feel like they have the responsibility to show you around, to teach you around, to show your culture. And we're very, all the African states are very, very open to show people from outside how the culture is, how the land is. So you guys have exact rights as Africans who are here to be here. Welcome home. Come back.
Yes, Sunday sana ndugu yangu.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. So let us know what else you're involved in, like your family dynamic, what your family got going on here, and things of that nature. Just give us more detail and background about your family and what y'all got going on.
Yes. So I come from a background of family of farmers. My parents and my grandparents, I've come from a lineage of farmers. We are tea grower farmers. So if you take tea, anywhere you take tea, we're the ones who grow the tea, and that's one of the main economic activities that we do as farmers. We also rear goats, sheep, chicken. So we're also into that other side of animal farming. And it's actually beautiful in Africa when you experience being next to animals. There's something that connects you with the animals, and you kind of feel nice being around animals. You feel like you're in the land. Your spirituality connects with the animals. Zero judgment. You feel powerful. When you do farming, you feel powerful. When you see how crops are growing, you see your harvests and everything, you feel powerful. And here in Africa, especially in our family, we like to share everything that comes from the farm. So when we go and sell produce from the farm, we don't sell it at exaggerated prices. We know the importance of society to continue, so we sell it at a reasonable prices. And at the same time, Also, we always make sure that produce doesn't rot, so we don't put them in the store to rot. If it's about to go bad, or we see that it's new, we just give it out for free. Yes, so that's how intact we are. That's how family, and that's how we do. We take care of society, so nobody goes hungry. We have to make sure whoever doesn't have money to buy, nobody goes hungry. At the end of the day, we'll give them something. Yeah, that's how big of farmers we are, and how farmers basically operate in Kenya.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And like hearing about all the stories of Africans at the diaspora, like what we go through in different parts of the world, et cetera, et cetera. Do you feel like we'll be able to sustain our legacies and our futures if we decide to come to Africa, invest in Africa, and build in Africa? Do you feel like we'll be able to sustain what we've built in Africa more versus the things we built in other parts of the earth, like America, or trying to develop in Europe, Germany, et cetera, et cetera? Do you feel like our developments and legacies will sustain themselves when we decide to build and grow in Africa as a people?
Yes, when we decide to build and grow in Africa as a people, we'll be able to sustain ourselves, and we will be able to give out more to the others. So the thing about Africa is it's in our nature to not, like I said before, we are not wasteful. Number two, we'll be able to save more because here in Africa, once people identify themselves as the same people, the same brother, and the community spirit is still not corrupted here, we still have the community spirit. So it's about bringing brotherhood here and the sisterhood. And the good thing about Africa is it's already here. So we just need more people to come. So you guys, the more of you come, the better the brotherhood grows and the sisterhood, and the more we all of us grow. So we'll be able to reset society itself. Like right now, we all agree that society is rotten, it's corrupted. But here in Africa, we still keep our moral side. So it's upon all of you to come so that we combine all of us together, we wake each other up, we help each other. And then we can be able now to reset the whole world in our own way, in our own findings, in our own true way, in accordance with nature and all the laws of spirituality, like how we were back in the day. So it's about that time. So we're welcoming you guys to come, brothers and sisters. Let's come combine in Africa, and let's build Africa and for the world at the same time.
Yes, that's beautiful. I love to hear that. So you basically saying like Africans of the diaspora would be able to maintain and sustain the things they develop because they're building them on the continent of Africa and they're around other Africans. Yes. So they'll be able to sustain and maintain the things they built and the legacies that they've built. Yes. Because they'll be building them amongst their own people and not around other people who can take advantage or destroy what they've built. Because being in Africa and developing in Africa, your developments will be able to be sustained and maintained because you're around other Africans.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. And thank you, Shem, for joining this episode with me and having this great discussion.
And welcome to Africa. Visit Africa, karibuni sana.
Yes, asante sana.
Yes.
And karibu sana means basically welcome. Basically.
Welcome, brothers.
Yes, man. So peace and love, y'all. We out. Peace. Yeah. If you want them OG slides so you can be stepping like an OG, the link is in the description. And if you need your original God's phone case to show these people you the real OG, link is in the description of the YouTube video. Check it out. If you need you a trucker hat, link is in the description. And if you want an OG shirt to represent the power that you possess, hit the link in the YouTube description. And if it get a little chilly outside and you want to still be stepping like an OG, get you an original God's hoodie. Link in the YouTube description. Oh yeah, and don't forget to grab your copy of the book, man. Get this divine wisdom. Get a book that reminds you of the power of yourself. Grab your copy of that You Are the Blueprint, knowing yourself so you can know your path. It's a must read. While you at it, like, comment, share, and subscribe.